Did you know that you can reprogram your mind for success with the law of assumption? I did it, so many of my clients have done it, and you can do it too. And in today's episode, I want to show you step by step how you can use the law of assumption to reprogram your mind for success. And I also want to share a very interesting and inspiring story with you, how I met the very first millionaire who I became friends with, and what I learned from him, and what all of this has to do with the law of assumption and with your manifestation success. So make sure that you stay until the end, because that's where I will reveal everything about this incredible person, the first millionaire who I've ever became friends with, and what it has to do with you, the law of assumption, with me, and with manifesting our dreams. And now you might be saying, yeah, that's great, Sebastian, but what does Neville Goddard say about reprogramming your mind for success? And what does Neville Goddard say about how you can use the law of assumption to do exactly that? And that's why I want to share a couple of quotes with you from Neville Goddard's The Law and the Promise, Awakened Imagination, and The Power of Awareness. And I then want to go into each and every little detail of these quotes to show you how you can reprogram your mind to success by using Neville Goddard's Law of Assumption. So here's what Neville Goddard writes in The Law and the Promise. Man is all imagination. Therefore, man must be where he is in imagination, for his imagination is himself. To realize that imagination is not something tied to the senses or enclosed within the spatial boundary of the body is most important. Although man moves about in space by movement of his physical body, he need not be so restricted. He can move by a change in what he is aware of, however real the scene on which side rests. Man can gaze on one never before witnessed. He can always remove the mountain if it upsets his concept of what life ought to be. This ability to mentally move from things as they are to things as they ought to be is one of the most important discoveries that man can make. It reveals man as a center of imagining with powers of intervention, which enable him to alter the course of observed events, moving from success to success through a series of mental transformations of nature, of others, and himself. And of course, I always want you to remember that even though Neville Goddard was talking about man, you can of course also use the law of assumption and to reprogram your mind to success with the law of assumption if you are a woman. Most of my listeners, most of my coaching clients are women. You always have to remember that Neville Goddard lived in a different time and in a different area. And now I want to share another quote with you from Neville Goddard's Awakened Imagination, where he talks about reprogramming your mind to success with the law of assumption. In fact, I want to share two short quotes with you from Awakened Imagination. The first one: outer reforms are useless if the inner state is not changed. Success is gained not by imitating the outer actions of the successful, but by right inner actions and inner talking. And the second quote from Awakened Imagination: we match ourselves to our ideals by constantly remembering our aim and identifying ourselves with it. We fuse with our aims by frequently occupying the feeling of our wish fulfilled. It is the frequency, the habitual occupancy, that is the secret of success. The oftener we do it, the more natural it is. And now let's have a look at another quote that I want to share with you in regards to reprogramming your mind for success by using the law of assumption. And this quote can be found in Neville Goddard's The Power of Awareness. Your assumption, to be effective, cannot be a single isolated act. It must be a maintained attitude of the wish fulfilled. And that maintained attitude that gets you there, so that you think from your wish fulfilled instead of thinking about your wish, is aided by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled frequently. It is the frequency, not the length of time, that makes it natural. That to which you constantly return constitutes your true self. Frequent occupancy of the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the secret of success. So what is Neville Goddard telling us here? How can we reprogram our mind, especially our subconscious mind, for success by using the law of assumption? Remember what he says. You can move towards success by changing what you are aware of, because whatever you are aware of in your imagination is what you create. And this goes back to the principle of where you focus your attention is where you focus your energy. That's also something that, by the way, Dr. Joe Dispenza often talks about, and Neville Goddard mentions it in the sense of your awareness, that by becoming aware of a certain state, of becoming something, the I am, that's when you change your level of consciousness. And as a result of that, you change your life. So remember, you can move towards success by changing what you are aware of, because whatever you are aware of in your imagination is what you can create and what you then eventually will create. So if there's anything that you want to become aware of that represents for you success, either in your life or in your external world, if you keep that in your imagination, then you will move towards success. And you are able to alter the course of observed events by the power of your imagination. And this alteration can lead you to success after success. So let's have a closer look at this principle. You are altering the course of observed events by the power of your imagination. And this alteration can lead you to success after success. And that's also how I became financially independent and financially free. I altered my reality by using my imagination. I imagined myself being the successful man that I always wanted to be. And I did that at a time when I didn't believe in myself, when I didn't believe in my success. I mean, I shared it in a previous episode that the only person who back then believed in me was my mentor coach when he told me, double what you want to earn in a month. And I thought to myself, okay, I mean, yeah, if he believes in me, I don't believe in myself right now, but okay, I'm gonna trust him. And that was the beginning, only the beginning of my journey towards financial abundance. So you are always able to alter the course of observed events, no matter if you observe them right now in the way they seem to be in your physical reality. But remember, your imagination is the only place that you can call reality, the only place that you should be calling your reality, because your imagination is what creates your reality, and it's also what creates your success. And you can break this principle down and use it for a big success or also for a tiny success. Your imagination is what creates your reality. I mean, just think about how I developed and created the 11 Days to Manifestation Mastery program for you, which you can, by the way, find out more about by going to affirmationtomanifestation.com/11 days. At the beginning, the universe sent me signs, signals that I then followed. Then in my imagination, I thought to myself, if there was a program that I could offer for people that makes it easier for them to master the art of manifesting their dreams in a short period of time, what would it look like? How would it feel? And then by using my imagination, the ideas were flowing, the universe provided me with the downloads, and not once did I sit down and ask myself, oh, what could I create? Oh, how could I make it easier for people? It just came to me, it flowed to me, and that's what happens when you program your mind for success. And it is the frequency, the habitual occupancy, that is the secret of success. Now, it's not just me who says it, because I always tell you consistency, consistency, consistency. I mean, I often joke that I, as a German, always tell you to be a little bit more German when it comes to consistency and when it comes to sticking to your habits. And now Neville Goddard says the same. And he also says it in The Power of Awareness. Your assumption to be effective cannot be a single isolated act. That's what Neville Goddard says. And that's a direct quote that I'm sharing with you right now. So Neville Goddard continues, it must be a maintained attitude of the wish fulfilled. Frequent occupancy of the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the secret of success. In other words, true success comes from imitating the inner actions and inner talking of successful people, and not from merely changing the outer actions. And that's something that I realized when I became friends with the very first millionaire who I came in contact with. And up to this day, he's still a very close friend of mine. and I observed how this person used completely different words than the people I was usually associated with. He used different thought patterns, he had different ideas, different beliefs, and that's why you always hear me say, and I mean, even if you go back now 100 episodes, you will at some point hear me say that successful people who are good at manifesting money, who are good at manifesting success, no matter if they are consciously aware of it or not, they are thinking differently. They have different beliefs, and for some of them it was an awakening process by, for example, getting into contact with Neville Goddard's teachings, and some were really lucky and they were brought up with these beliefs and they learned them from their parents and they learned them from their parents. But people who are successful and who manifest great success in their life have different beliefs, and these thoughts and beliefs are reflected in their words and their actions. And that's something that I learned from the very first millionaire who I became friends with, and that's something that I want you to keep in mind now that you know how to reprogram your mind for success by using the law of assumption. And I briefly want to mention again, if you want to find out more about the 11 Days to Manifestation Mastery program, you can go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/11 days. And if you want to find out more about all the different coaching sessions I offer, you can go to affirmationtomanifestation.com/coaching. I'm a certified coach and also a certified hypnotist, and I would be honored if you allowed me to help you to reach the next level on your spiritual journey. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please send out some love to the YouTube universe by giving this video a big thumbs up. And I would also appreciate it if you would leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think about my video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to click on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you.